Welcome to Understanding Rubrics. This is such a crucial part of your education in college because you will learn how you're going to be graded and be able to take ownership in that grade for all of your assignments. First, you need to understand the purpose of the assignment, and rubrics will help you do this. It will show you how important it is that you learn the information in a particular way. In addition, you need to be thinking about the larger picture. Every assignment in college is intended to help you progress in your career and help you achieve that dream job that you want. So you need to think about, how is this assignment taking me one step closer to my goal? Next, you need to understand the grading criteria. Rubrics will allow you to do this. It will have a list of criteria that you want to make sure that you meet in every assignment, because this will give you the best grade possible. Rubrics will specifically tell you how you will be graded, and it will help you understand why you received the grade that you did. So there are two parts that kind of go with that last point with rubrics. First, the rubric is given to you beforehand, so you can kind of use it as a checklist to make sure that you are including everything you need to in your assignments to receive the best grade. But also, after you turn in your assignment and it's graded, you will be able to look back at the rubric and understand the pieces that you missed in order to fix them for the next assignment. After all, that's what college is. It's taking the time to learn from your errors and fix them for the next time around. It's all about the learning process. All right, let's talk about the 4 steps that you need to complete as a student to make sure that you're using the rubrics most effectively. First, you need to read the assignment. Read the entire assignment to make sure that you're not missing anything. Second, you need to read the rubric. So this will tell you how you're going to be graded when you complete the assignment. Third, create your assignment. Even though assignment seems like it's the most important, it's actually the 3rd step. You need to read the assignment first, read the rubric, and then create your assignment. If you create your assignment first, you might end up doing a lot more work because you may have missed things or missed steps in the instructions. And finally, after your assignment is completed, evaluate your assignment using the rubric. If you were going to give yourself a grade, what would that grade look like using the rubric? If you do this before you turn it in, you'll be able to catch errors and be able to fix them before the assignment's turned in. This will ensure that you get the highest grade possible and learn the most out of the assignment. All right, now let's get smart. In order to do this, let's go to your Canvas class and take a look at the Goal Setting SMART assignments. If you click on SMART Healthcare Studies Goals, you will see this page. Now we know that the first step is to read through the assignment, so let's continue. SMART Healthcare Studies Goals Student 1. You are more likely to reach your goals if you have plans that are SMART. All right. SMART is an acronym that helps you focus on planning how you will achieve your goals. Take a look at what each letter means. S stands for specific. For this step, you will need to think about all of the details. You can do this by focusing on answering all of the W's. Who is involved? What do I want to accomplish? Where is the location? When should this happen, or the time frame? And why is this important to me? Next is measurable. Each of the criteria or steps that will move you toward your goal needs to be able to be measured. Measurable goals show you that you're making progress and keep you motivated. To make sure that your goals are measurable, ask yourself how much or how many. So, for example, if I say I want to lose 30 pounds, that is a measurable goal because it says how much and how many. It's also pretty specific. But if I said, I want to lose weight, that's too general. There's no way to measure how much would be a successful outcome of that goal. Would 1 pound be enough? Or would it be more healthy to lose a different amount? Next, we're going to talk about achievable. When you're figuring out how to make your goals come true, you need to continually make sure to set reasonable steps to accomplish your goals. For example, if I set a goal to be a famous opera singer, I need to think about how I can realistically make that happen. Take a look at the 2 goals below. One is created in an attainable way and the other is not. Now, you should know that I don't know anything about opera singing, so that's going to have a big impact on whether it's achievable or not. Let's take a look at the not achievable goal. If I don't know anything about opera singing at all, first, would I want to find a talent scout, then pick the place I want to sing at, try out for an opera, and get the leading role? Well, that's not very realistic. Do you think a talent scout would want to even meet me if I don't have any experience or practice or any idea on how to even be an opera singer? Pick the place I want to sing at. Well, that would be a good end goal for a place that I would want to be. Try out for an opera. Well, I could, but I might be disappointed if I don't put in work first. And then number 4 is get the leading role. That would be very hard to do with no experience. So let's take a look then at the achievable way to do it. Number 1, research qualifications for opera singers. First, I need to find out what it takes to be one. 2, obtain a qualified vocal instructor, somebody that can teach me actually how to be an opera singer. Number 3, practice 3 times a week at 4 p.m. This is very specific and measurable. Practicing 3 times a week would be even more specific if I picked the days, but 4 p.m. is something that I can measure. Did I make the time for it, or didn't I? Number 4, audition for a local opera. Starting out small will give me an idea what my skills and abilities are. Number 5, evaluate my progress and refocus my goal to become a famous opera singer. I need to take a look after completing steps 1 through 4 and see how successful I was, and maybe change my rehearsal schedules, my practice time, and evaluate whether this is a good goal for me or not. And that really feeds into the next step. The next step is realistic. A goal must represent something that you're willing and able to work towards. If I want to say I want to be a famous opera singer, but I don't want to put in the work, the chances are I won't become a famous opera singer. It takes a great deal of hard work and practice to achieve any sort of goal, but especially an opera singer. Timely. You need to set a realistic time that you should have your goal met by. This time frame assures that you will stay focused and motivated. If I say that I want to become a famous opera singer in 3 months, and I don't have any experience or practice or any sort of knowledge, it would be extremely hard to do. But if I want to say that I want to audition for a local opera in 3 months, that's probably a pretty good goal. Because I'm not saying that I want to be lead necessarily, but maybe just a part of the opera in some way to learn more about it. Now that we've read the background, let's read the actual step-by-step assignment. Now that you are smart, identify a goal for this class and explain how this goal meets the SMART criteria. Please read through the attached rubric for more specific details. Now we take a look for the first time at the rubric. On the left-hand side is a list of criteria. These are all the things that need to be in the assignment. The first one says, student's response clearly addressed the 5 components of SMART goal setting. The second one says, student was able to write clearly and effectively. The third one says, student followed directions and fulfilled the expectations of the assignment. Okay, now over here in the rating section, this lists how I can earn points for meeting the criteria. So for example, if I included all 5 components of SMART goal setting, I will receive 4 points for full marks. If I didn't do that, then I will receive 0 points for no marks. This means, though, that if I only do 4 out of the 5 components, I will receive no marks for my grade because I did not meet the expectation of the assignment. Let's take a look at the next one. Student was able to write clearly and effectively. Okay, so if I was able to do that, I would receive 3 points because it says, student had logical flow from point to point and adhered to the conventions of standard written English. But if student's flow from point to point was somewhat hard to follow and there were several small errors with the conventions of standard written English, then I would only receive 2 points. If students' flow from point to point was hard to follow, and there were many errors with the conventions of standard written English, then I would receive 0 points. Many errors with the conventions of standard written English means that I had many misspellings, I did not pay attention to grammar, and the assignment was pretty hard to read because of those errors. Now, in college, learning how to write is one of the biggest tasks that you will learn how to do, because writing effectively is important in your career. So, there are lots of resources available to you. You can always contact me, and you can of course reach me through Canvas by using the messages inbox area. You can email me, or you can even call me on my office phone number, which is 509-793-2125. Also, there are lots of other resources on campus. You can go to the Student Success Center. You can go to the library and ask for assistance. You can even go to the writing lab and make an appointment to come back, where a person will review your work and help you with your assignment one-on-one. All right, let's look at the last criteria. Student followed directions and fulfilled the expectations of the assignment. This is really important. This goes back to the concept that you were able to understand what you were supposed to get out of the assignment and were actually able to do that. So if you were, it says, student created a realistic SMART goal that was well supported with specific details. If you do that, you would receive 3 points. If the student created a realistic SMART goal that could be achieved but did not provide sufficient details, then you would only receive 2 points. If the student created a SMART goal that was not realistic, student did not support his or her assertions with sufficient details, then you would receive 0 points. So, for example, going back to the opera singer, if I said that I wanted to be a famous opera singer in 3 months and left my goal at that, I would not receive any points for this assignment, because that's not a very realistic goal, especially if I don't provide details that explain why it could be a realistic goal. All right, that wraps up the first part of our discussion on rubrics. The next video that you will want to look at are a couple examples of students who turned in work and how they will be graded using this rubric. You need to watch these videos in order to understand how you will be graded using rubrics in the future.